Welcome to the Stars Podcast. On this week's episode, meet the competitive theater team as they discuss their time at competition. They came to me and they said, "Hey, there's this young guy in a Clemson shirt, and he will not help me find my seat." And
wow, Logan, didn't know you were about that.
It's very true.
Dang.
I was.
Oh yeah.
You're dumbfounded.
Logan,
Okay.
what? I was there and I
He can't even explain himself.
I can't
He's
tell
like,
you.
I have a reason, guys. He's like, I'm not
I
proud
know.
of it. But
And it wasn't the Clemson shirt, so
I
I
know.
just wasn't doing it.
They dress nicely, but it's just we
No,
need
he was
something.
fine.
We just need something.
But they said they walked up and begged him, and he just like,
Yeah.
That's not
I'm
true.
very
I was
disappointed.
Logan, we
I
got
can't.
He's
not
probably
even
busy
denying it.
memorizing
He's
the
like,
dance for his audition for Flat Stanley.
that's what it was.
Right? We auditioned.
He just
Yeah, I
going through
auditioned.
You did? Did you get a
Yeah.
part?
Did I?
Yeah,
Wow.
congratulations.
Yes.
Yeah, the
Just
next
in time.
we do Flat Stanley, you can be the choreographer.
Which is next week. I hope you're ready.
No. Oh, no, why? No.
Again.
Just kidding.
Flashback.
No, because I still wake up hearing, "Look out, Stanley!"
We'll
Terrified.
have
No.
like 7th and 8th grade do Flat Stanley.
She wakes up hearing the Robot Dog song in her
I do,
head.
actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me.
I wake up hearing Jellicle Cats.
Oh.
That's
traumatizing.
traumatizing.
Okay, you guys ready?
Okay, focus.
I started recording like 2 minutes
I
ago.
know you
so.
did.
So on today's podcast, I'm with Miss Lick's class. This is your theater competition.
Competitive theater.
Yeah, same thing, right?
Yeah.
Competitive theater class. Okay, and you guys did awesome at competition, for what I've heard, right? Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, it took you a minute. Yeah. Okay. So I want to go around, and you can just like say your name, introduce yourself briefly, like real brief, like 5 seconds or less. Okay. Just so they know who's on here. Logan, you can go first since everybody heard about you and the old couple. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I'm Logan Brown.
How long have you been at Stars?
This is my 4th year.
Okay, you had to think way too hard about it. Okay, 4th year at Stars. Okay, cool. And you're what grade?
8th grade.
8th grade. Awesome. Next.
I'm Riley Orr. I've been at STARS for 6 years, and I'm in the 8th grade.
8th grade. Cool.
I'm Celia Lipscomb. I have been at Stars for, I think, it's either my 3rd or 4th year, somewhere in between there. And I'm a 7th grader.
I'm Lane Soper, and I've been here at STAR. This is my first year here, and I'm in 7th grade.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
I'm Lily Dew. I've been here for 3 years, and I'm in 8th grade.
Hello, I'm Kylie Hayward. I've been here this will be my 2nd year, and I'm in 8th grade.
Hi, I'm Faye Eichel, and this is my 2nd year, and I'm in 8th grade. I'm Lucia Cotton. I've been here for four years.
Sounds good.
I'm in 7th grade.
Okay.
I'm Audrey Consbrook, and I've been here for like 2 years, and I'm in 7th grade.
Okay.
I'm Cable Creed. I'm in 7th grade, and I've been here for 2 years.
Hi, I'm Noe Kangas. I've been here for 4 years, and I'm in the 7th grade.
Hi, I'm Violet Winkins. I've been here for 2 years, and I'm in 8th grade.
Okay. Cool. That was actually informative for me because I know your faces, but I don't know all your names. So that was.
I usually forget their grades.
Their grades.
Yeah, I mean, because they're mixed
Well,
together for me.
he got a
so.
50.
Well,
Oh, sorry.
No, we're nice to those people.
I know that
True,
you get graded
actually.
on your attitude toward old couples. Yeah. I'm just kidding. Logan actually did an excellent job as far as I could tell. I didn't see him actually help anyone, but he didn't. He did not help anyone. So no. So when was competition? Like 2 weeks ago?
October 21st.
Okay, cool. And for that competition, what was the name of the play you guys did?
Shutter Some Tales of Poe.
Good. Okay. A lot of our parents probably saw it at the Fall Festival, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Which was cool that you guys did like a Poe thing for the Halloween. I like that. So, who does anybody want to talk about, or you want me to just point at people?
Point of
Just
Okay.
like-
Can you, Celia, can you like tell, I guess, kind of the process, like from beginning? You don't have to do the whole thing, but like, how did you guys choose that, or you guys chose it for them?
So I chose the show for them this year,
Okay.
and I read it over this summer, and there was some stuff that I was like, yes. Like,
Yeah.
technically, that was really exciting
Okay.
because we don't usually bring a lot of tech elements to it.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, you guys had a lot of cool stuff with your silhouettes.
Yeah,
and
we
things
had
you're doing.
silhouettes
Yeah.
and shadow puppets, which the judges really seemed to enjoy. Gave
Yeah.
us some good feedback on those. That was one thing that Fall Festival that I wish they had been able to see better. But
Oh, because it was like 5:30, so it was kind of bright out. Yeah.
yeah, but
Okay.
we didn't. I mean, it's either that or you can't see the actors' faces when you're outside. So
Yeah.
but it wasn't meant to be performed outside. It's meant to
Yeah.
be on a stage. So
It was
that
good
was one
practice.
of the things. Yeah, and so then we came to them, and I think we gave them one day. We were like, "This is the show," and we read through it quickly. I'm pretty sure that's. Yeah, you guys jump in. You know better than I do. You know
Yeah,
everything.
We
you
did
can talk about
like
any part of the process if you want to. Yeah.
We basically came in like the first day of school, like the A through C and
Mhm.
the whatever it is, I don't know. And
It is. It's half and half.
Okay.
Oh yeah, when they
Yeah.
split.
and then we
yeah.
talked about like what competition was, and then we auditioned.
Mhm.
Scary.
Did we have you audition the first day?
Yes.
Yes.
That sounds right.
We
It's
don't have
terrifying.
a lot of time.
Yeah, you got to get to it, right? Yeah.
And then we like came the next week and we did our first full read through with our like stuff, and then we like next week I think we started blocking it, and then we did
What's
all.
blocking it? What does that mean?
Oh, okay.
Pretend I don't know anything about theater, because it's not far off. Like,
Blocking is like you're kind of like planning out where your bodies are gonna be throughout the show, and like kind of like making it so the entire show flows, and it's not just kind of like standing there reciting your lines.
okay, good, thank you. Because blocking for me means like you're playing football and you block for the guy to run, so it makes more sense in that context. But so when you guys signed up for competitive theater, you kind of knew what it was going to be, or you had no clue? Okay.
Well, it depends because some people were in it last year,
Yeah.
so we knew what the process was going to be.
Okay.
While people who weren't, they were like more like, oh, what is that? What am I supposed to do?
Right. Okay. So some of you knew what you were getting into. Some of you had no clue. You just signed up for something because it sounded fun, or you got stuck in it.
No one
Like-
got stuck in it.
okay.
I'll say that. It has like the course description online.
Right.
So some people like read it and thought, oh, that sounds interesting, but they didn't fully understand like all that it entailed.
Yeah. Okay.
We usually have at least one person kind of panic, which is why we don't give them time to panic. We just make them audition straight away.
Uh-huh.
And then they just kind of roll with it because everybody else, like you get into it, like
Yeah.
they know what's happening. They just kind of pull them along with them until they get up to where we are.
Okay. Did everybody enjoyed it then? You have fun?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was fun.
Yeah?
Well,
What
I
was-
usually won too, so right.
well, it's always more fun when you win,
Yeah.
despite what people tell you about, it's
Well,
not
I mean,
about
now
winning
we have
or
a
losing.
Bigger,
It is. It's
Bigger,
about
better
winning.
opportunity, right?
Yeah, yeah. Cool. And since you won, you get to go on, is that right?
Yeah,
To the next?
so there's no more like competition, but they get to perform on the stage at ECU
Oh,
for the
that's
high
cool.
school competition.
Okay.
Yeah, so they won't be competing against them, but last time we were able to perform at the high school festival, the judges still gave them feedback, so they're going to get different feedback from different judges
Mhm.
that are, I mean, they're experts, right? So it's nice to hear something from somebody besides me.
Right. So what's something that you guys took away from the whole experience that you'll maybe use next year, or just remember if you never do theater again? Yeah.
A lot of, for Shutter Summit, was a lot of learning new different things. For a lot of us, we did last year cats, but this took a new spin on using the skills that we had used. And for the people who didn't do cats, it helped a lot with getting used to that, like, ensemble work.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely feel like we all grew from that, and we got many comments on our ensemble work from
Oh, okay.
the judges.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Yes.
Since our fall festival was outside, I had to like project my voice a lot, and I guess I learned how to do that like way better.
That's good. Yeah. That's something you don't practice in class probably, just like, because you're probably told don't be so loud a lot in normal classes, right? So, like,
Another thing would be like movement.
Mhm.
Like a lot of people aren't used to doing scary movements in shows, like
Mhm.
Cats, for example.
Yeah.
We did a lot of that stuff too. But it was just something that I wasn't used to doing that,
Yeah.
doing creepy stuff like that.
Okay.
And it was really cool.
that's probably a good thing you're not used to being creepy though.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is a different acting than like what show did you guys do last year? Like 7th, 8th grade. Just Cats? Is that all you did?
Yeah, what was your straight show though?
Midsummer.
Yeah.
Midsummer
Yeah,
Night's Dream.
right. So that's
Yeah.
a totally different like genre than Poe for sure. So, okay, Faye.
We also learned how to work with our set and how to like do smooth transitions with our set because we had like the rolly, the big staircase rolling thing.
Oh yeah.
And we had like we moved the.
They did all of
sheet
their set
things.
changes. With
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So
yeah.
you moved the backdrop with the
Yeah, I
silhouette
did.
and the lights and
And
everything.
so I had to figure out
Yeah.
how to move it swiftly and smoothly with the
Mhm.
partner that was helping me,
Right.
or it would have been like a traffic jam and we wouldn't have gotten there in time.
Could have knocked someone down. Or...
Yeah.
Right.
That actually happened once.
Did it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure it did rehearsal.
I mean,
yeah.
and she's right too. It's a time competition. So if our show goes over the allotted time
Yeah.
because of any reason, then we're disqualified.
Right. So you had to have everything really smooth and
We had
planned
to
out.
pick up one side of the rolly thing to get it
They
where we
did at
needed to
one
go.
point.
We were,
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
were lifting the whole
Yeah, that's
thing.
impressive. I've moved that before. It is very heavy. So that's a good point. You had your hand up.
It was just like some of the words that they use for competitive
Uh-huh.
theater. Like I didn't know like any of them really meant.
Do you mean like in the script or that the judges used?
Just for like the like individual things, like the monologues and stuff.
Oh, so he's talking about for his individual event.
Okay.
Okay.
What'd you do for your?
No, you can. You totally can. Go
Yeah.
ahead, yeah.
That's why we're here.
But I didn't know what a monologue was.
Yeah, we had a steep learning curve. Yeah.
You had to miss out on the roots that we used to teach.
Yeah, but by the end,
Yeah.
he recited 2 monologues.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Okay.
I never had to memorize like anything.
Yeah. So that was new then. That's
yeah,
a
it
good
was like my
experience.
first time performing.
Yeah.
The judges wrote he did great memorization. That was one of his
That's-
comments.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, and also I thought it was due like a week after, so I memorized it in like a couple of days. I was really scared. I thought I wouldn't be ready.
Yeah.
Like every time they would try to do something, I'd be in class like, I can't. I have to memorize it. They're like, it's not due, and I didn't believe them.
So you learned about procrastination too. A
No,
little
he
bit.
did the opposite.
The
He
opposite.
memorized it right away.
Okay. Oh, that's good. Yeah. And you. So, what was your monologue? Was it from Poe or was it?
It was from Romeo and Juliet.
Oh, okay.
Matilda.
Well, that is a totally different language than we use. So I bet that was interesting. Yeah, go
Well,
ahead, Faye.
So our individual events
Mhm.
aren't like what we're doing in the one act. So it could be. I actually did a group event with people, and we did a song from The Little Mermaid Junior. And
Okay.
so your IEs, which is the individual events,
Uh-huh.
you can either do monologues in groups, duos, trios, whatever you want, or you can do it individually, and then you could also sing.
Okay.
So it's.
So there's a lot of different, a lot of variety. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, go ahead.
More to build on what Faye said, there's technical events such as like designs or whatever, and one of our people from our troupe actually won our technical event.
Mm-hmm. Penelope got Critics' Choice for her scenic design.
Ooh,
Yes, you can
okay.
say that.
That's my
Yeah, you can say it's your sister. No, that's awesome.
She did
Yeah,
for
go-
one too.
I did. Something that I particularly liked about this year's competition, because I was at last year's also, was that when you watch people, if you thought they just did excellent or really just deserved something to tell them that they did really good, there were little clips that you could hand out, and so
Oh yeah,
you
we
got
helped
to-
make those, didn't we?
You got
Okay.
to learn more about other people and
Yeah.
meet new people and other people that enjoy doing what you like to do.
Yeah. So you got to make connections. That's cool. I like the little clothespin idea too, with the compliments and things on it. So that was a good idea. So, Julia?
Something that competition does, I thought that was really cool, is like they do different like rankings of like not like first, second, and third, but like superior, excellent, and
That's all we care about because those are the
Yeah,
top
those
two.
are the top
two.
There
I
is no
don't-
third or fourth.
It's fair, good, superior, and excellent.
yeah,
Okay.
and I thought that was really cool how they like do that.
Right, because you're not necessarily competing against other people. So, I mean, for
You're just trying to
for
get the
one-
best possible score.
Right, yeah. You're trying to get the best possible score. You want feedback from the judges so that you can continue improving in your craft. Now, there is an overall winner for one act, but you still get that score. We got a score of superior, and then we were Critics' Choice, which meant that they preferred ours over the others.
Even okay.
Right.
That's good.
So there
Yeah.
may have been other superiors, but they preferred ours
But
over
yours
the
was
others.
the better superior.
Right,
The more
which is the
superior
same with
or-
Penelope. So Penelope won Critics' Choice, which means they preferred hers over
Yeah.
the others.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good. Oh, go ahead.
there's critic choice for everything really, because Violet got a superior, but somebody else got critic's choice because somebody else has gotten a superior, but they
Right.
like theirs better, I guess you
They
could
just
say,
preferred
or
it,
They
yeah.
just preferred it.
Okay.
And
That is a hard thing to understand as
Yeah,
the 8th
it
graders,
is.
that you can still be perfect on the rubric and
But they didn't like yours as good as someone else's.
right, and
yeah.
it's not that they don't like you, it's just they didn't prefer that day.
Well, that's a good life.
Yeah,
Lives
yeah,
it
and
too.
it's still hard to
Yeah.
understand though.
Yeah. Logan, go ahead.
I just want to say that the judges, like, the feedback was really helpful, and like it's something that we can definitely work on. And like if you're going to competition again the next year,
Uh-huh.
then
It's something
it's
to
really
kind of
good
remember.
to
Yeah.
use next time.
Yeah. So did you agree? Did you guys agree with the feedback you got?
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. You say it was
For the
fair
most
from-
part.
For the most part.
The 3 of the room.
Is there something we didn't agree with? It's okay. Is there something you didn't agree
Something on mine.
Oh, on yours, yes, we
Yes.
discussed this, yes.
Yes.
with? Okay. So they could have been better. Is that what you're saying?
They said some words that were untrue. On
Okay.
So,
mine.
I mean, all of art is subjective, right? So
Yeah, sure.
when you have other judges, sometimes the way that they perceive it is not the way that Riley and I saw what was happening, and we talked about the feedback. We were like, that's valid, but not how we perceive it.
Okay.
So,
Sure.
Like, for example, one of the things that they found an issue with mine,
Uh-huh.
they said that I had restless feet, but my movement was actually planned. They
Yeah.
just did
So
not
it was part
understand
of the actual shit. They just thought you were being fidgety or something.
right, and
Okay.
I said, I know you, I know that
Yeah,
you're not.
it was
They
purposeful.
don't know you, it didn't seem purposeful, so that was
I got
feedback. Yeah.
Well, so that could seem unfair, but at the same time, it's a good.
It's a lesson
Yeah.
to learn, because if you choose to do that for a character, there has to be a different way to interpret that so the audience
Right.
doesn't see
Okay.
it that way. Yeah.
Oh, okay, thank you. That was good. Yes.
I will say it is extremely based on the judges' preferences.
Mhm.
Last year, the solo musical winner who won was one of our troupe, Gabriella Brenson.
Mm-hmm.
And she had a very slow, sad song from Les Miserables. But the winner of this year's was more upbeat, speedy, and locking-wise very big.
Yeah.
And it was from Seussical. So it was
Okay.
very different.
Oh, that's totally
based on
different. Yeah. Okay.
Very different things.
Okay.
Sometimes that depends too on what they know every critic's choice is, and pacing wise, it might not make a good finale. You don't want to send these kids home 5 depressing things in a row.
I guess that's fair. There's enough depressing things. Yeah, go ahead.
I also liked how Miss Slick didn't she wasn't, we were on the bus and we were about to get off, and she was like, I don't know if you guys are gonna win, and she wasn't guaranteeing us a
Yeah.
win. She knew we were good, but she didn't know the other schools, so she didn't know if we were gonna win. And also another school had brought in a funny piece. They had brought in the 33 Little Pigs, and it was the 33 Little Pigs.
Yeah.
And
it was so
I
good.
said it's 3. And then everybody, all the other schools, all brought
depressing, sad. It's
more
serious pieces.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
And so she was like, I don't know if we are gonna win because there is a comedy piece, and so it's gonna get extra points just because it's different.
Right. Okay. So it would stand out more.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Side note about the 33 Little Pigs.
It was. Remember that your podcast goes out to everybody. Just a fair disclaimer to you, friends.
Some of the reasons why it was funny, I don't think were intentional. So that's just the reason why some of us might be laughing.
Well,
Okay.
our one act last year had that exact same issue, I think.
Yeah.
So I think that is fair feedback for us to give somebody
It's not
else.
33, it's the 3 little pigs. I keep telling y'all, the 33 pigs does not sound right. I just say 3.
Okay, well that is the title of the play. Just like we were talking about judges' perceptions, unfortunately that is.
Yeah. I was just trying to prepare them and explain to them that when you are similar to other plays, it is
Yeah.
harder to
stand
be
out.
remarkable.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I mean, I think it's great that they just did end up winning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even
And there were
so.
some really, really good pieces there.
Yeah.
I almost cried during one of them. It
Right.
was about military family. My dad is active military.
Oh yeah.
and
So
is
you
gone
could
right
you
now.
could relate to that one
And
a
so
little
I
more.
could
Yeah.
relate to that
Yeah.
one more than somebody whose family who doesn't have
Yeah.
anybody working in the military or had somebody in the military.
It's a little harder to put yourself in their
Yeah.
shoes if you don't. Yeah.
And it was really well done.
It
Yeah.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what all you guys won several different things, right?
Well, we won the Critics' Choice for one act, and then we had Penelope who got Critics' Choice for her
Right.
set design, and then we had Celia got a score of superior for solo musical theater. Naomi also got a score of superior for solo musical theater, and I'm forgetting one.
Violet.
Sorry. Oh, how did I forget? Because we've already talked about it. Violet got a score of superior, and her score was actually a technically perfect score on the rubric.
Oh, okay, awesome.
So our troop had a lot of feelings about the Critics' Choice this year because they assumed that she would win, and so that's why we had to talk about
Because
that.
it was as
Yes.
perfect as you could be.
Yeah,
So,
just not their cup of tea that day.
that is different in sports because if you're perfect in sports, you generally
You
win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
99%
I mean,
of
she
the time.
still won. She still
Yeah.
got a perfect
Right.
score, and she got really good feedback for moving forward if she continues to audition.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great piece to use for auditions now because clearly people like it. So.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm glad we have because we haven't always had a competitive theater class that I recall. We have for the last 4 years, more, 2.
I think.
No, it's been more than 2.
The first year, I think we just rehearsed on early release.
Okay, there you go.
Okay.
We've done this for a while. We
Yeah.
just have created it as a class in the last couple of
Good,
years.
I'm glad.
It's been 5 years since junior thespian, right? Because you did Lemonade Stand.
No, we did They Eat Sunshine, Not Z. It was this year. This is the. Oh no, it was the year before that. It's been a while.
That's okay. I'm glad we added it as a class though, because I think it's just cool to have somewhere you guys can go compete after working so hard. Because the shows are neat. Like I like to see the shows after you guys rehearse. But it's cool to get feedback from someone that's not biased like your parents. So
Right.
I mean, you probably don't have too many parents saying, "You actually suck."
And we don't, but it's hard.
No,
to
you
tell
never
people
do,
when we
but,
don't
like,
have like a
yeah.
piece of paper saying you
Yeah.
are actually the best.
Well, even if I wanted to articulate, like, I think you could have did this better, I don't know that much about theater, so I wouldn't be able to give you constructive feedback other than you look cute.
And see, our,
You know?
our Critics' Choice judges, or not Critics' Choice, our one-act judges, they truly are, like, I've seen them around at these
Yeah.
festivals. One of the teachers teaches at Weaver Academy, like, he just won for his NCTC, like, his high
Oh, okay.
schoolers just
Yeah.
competed and they won.
Yeah.
So he does know what he's talking
Right,
about.
so when you get feedback from them, that has a lot of meaning and weight
Yeah.
behind it, yeah. Go ahead.
Another aspect of the festival is, well, we had 2 things already filled out. There was a whole schedule of things you could do.
Mhm.
Like, you could watch other one-acts, or you could go do different classes about different things. For example, I did a class about directing,
Yeah.
and that helped me a lot with just, I can apply these things to my own acting, and if I want to direct in the future, that will help me with that.
What you
Yeah,
are
that's it.
next semester.
I didn't know if we were
Yeah.
doing
You
that.
are,
to the
yeah.
public.
Okay, that is neat. I didn't realize they had classes and stuff you could take too. That's pretty cool.
I'm really glad you brought that up.
Yeah,
Really
that was a good point.
see that.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I, on the other hand, I went and I took stage management.
Uh-huh.
And although the class itself was a bit like slow paced and it wasn't as much as I felt like I could have learned, but it was very useful and helpful in bringing like the stuff that I wouldn't have thought of, like their number cues for lights and letter cues
Right.
for sound, and it was a deep dive
Yeah.
into like the backstage bit that as an actor I don't really get a big view on.
Yeah, it gives you a different perspective of things. Yeah, that's cool. Okay.
When we were like going to competition before, we were kind of struggling with some of the parts in Edgar Allan Poe. Like some of us, we were struggling with our lines.
Yeah.
And so when they called our name, because we won, they were like, "Drum roll, please! The winners of the one act are," and they said, "Shuttersome," and all of STARS jumped up, and we didn't even get to finish our name. We
Yeah.
all jumped up and started screaming.
Yeah.
But we were also so proud of ourselves because we were struggling with the Raven scene
Yeah.
for a while with our lines because I don't know why, we were just having difficulty connecting all the lines. Like we knew
Right.
all our lines, we just couldn't connect them all.
Yeah.
And so we were like very enthusiastic about how we won.
Right. Well, that's a good thing because you kind of overcame like that
Yeah.
struggle and yeah, cool. Fine.
This isn't really like what happened at competition, but as we were preparing to perform at competition and Fall Fest, every day we would meet up and go over lines because it helped us remember them without having the stress of performing them and
Yeah.
trying to have them off the top of our brain. And so that really helped everyone just get to know their lines without having the stress.
Yeah,
of
well,
it.
that's good. Yeah, that's
Which
good.
not adding is that they did this pretty much on
On their own,
recess.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good, yeah.
So I mean, the level of like responsibility they took for their own performance piece
Yeah.
was really nice to see.
That is awesome. You put a lot of time and energy into it when you weren't necessarily made to, so that's
Right.
good. Did you?
Oh yeah, I wanted to say something.
Go ahead.
That Violet,
Is it about the 33 pigs?
No.
Okay. I mean, okay.
Yeah,
She kind of spoke on it then.
But yeah, I was going to say exactly what Violet said.
Yeah.
We actually went out to the playground at our
Yeah.
recess time to study and try to get the lines and stuck in our head. When we were about to perform on the stage,
Uh-huh.
I was really scared. I thought I was gonna mess up the lines once again, but with Lucy's help, I
Yeah.
got the lines under control. And when they said our names,
Yeah.
we didn't even let them finish
Yeah,
our
yeah.
names. We just started screaming and crying.
Yeah, that's good. You had your emotional support, Lucy. So.
I'm
Go ahead.
And we did have to adapt a lot. Like,
Yeah.
there was a lot of stuff that had to change because we practiced in multiple settings that were not like we were going to get used to. Like, we practiced in a classroom.
Mm-hmm.
Something we could do was the heartbeats, but when we started getting to the stage, we realized no one can hear the thumping against skin from that far away. So we adapted and we started stomping instead to get that sound out.
Or beating
Yeah.
our hand on the stage.
And beating the hand on the stage, legs,
Yeah.
anything that could work to help get us that volume.
It
Okay,
also
cool.
helped with our projecting for the thumps because all of the girls had high heels on.
Yes.
And so and you can hear it. You
Yeah.
can hear it echoing, and all of us were doing we did a pretty good job at projecting,
Mhm.
but we got a lot of notes on how when we were practicing at the patio over there.
Yeah.
We got a lot of notes that we needed to be louder because they can't hear us. They can't hear our lines. They just generally cannot hear us.
Right.
And so I was on stage, and I come off stage, and I go, did I project loud enough? And I could hear myself echoing, like, on stage. I heard
Yeah.
myself echo, because I'm a pretty loud person. But everybody...
What?
But everybody, like, else did amazing at
Yeah.
projecting, because that was not one of the feedback that they gave us. They did not give us a bad thing about how we projected.
Oh, good. Yeah, that's all. So you worked on that, and it obviously paid off. So, well, would you guys recommend this for people to do next year, like friends that they're not real sure if they want to do it?
It
or-
depends on if you want to be in that stressful of an environment, because it is kind of a stressful
Yeah.
environment from time to time.
Yeah.
I guess it also depends on if you're willing to work outside of your comfort zone,
Mhm.
and if you're willing to work with the peers around you.
Right.
Because if you're not, then this is not a good place for you, because it's like sports.
Yeah.
If you're on a team, you cannot work by yourself. It is not a one-person thing. You have to work with your team.
There's no I in team.
Yes, there's no I in team, because I couldn't have done this without my whole crew.
Yeah. Good. So if someone's wanting to be in a team environment at STARS, which we don't have sports like we mentioned, this is a good opportunity to have that team
Yeah.
concept.
Yes.
Okay.
And it's also, you get another perception of competing, not just for like sports. You get a
Right.
perception of competing for something that you enjoy.
It's a very humbling experience.
Yeah. It's also good to work with different people. Like, I didn't know
To be
anybody
forced
here.
to, right?
Yeah.
So-
Totally.
That's true, because sometimes you wouldn't pick the people that you're working with now, but once you get forced with them, you find your emotional support, Lucy. Logan.
It's also good to if you want feedback on something that you're doing, because so like Miss Lick could even give you some, even if you can't go to competition or something.
Yeah.
But competition does really get another person's perspective on what you're doing.
It's true, because we get used to your teachers and all, so it's good to have the outside voice. Yeah. Cool. Well, guys, thank you for sitting down and talking with me. Like, we were all so proud of you guys, like, when you came back and saw that. So they always post it on Instagram, and then PTO puts it on, like, Facebook and everything for, old people. And now we'll have it on the podcast that we'll put out, too, on wherever you find podcasts.
In Spotify.
Yeah, it's on Spotify and Apple and YouTube. So, but anyway, thank you again, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon about whatever other awesome stuff. Thanks for listening to the Stars Podcast. Until next time, have a great day.